Good morning, everybody. Let's have a look at what Black Belt Barrister's talking about at the minute.
Taser! Taser! If you move, you'll be tasered again!
Two police officers are sitting in their patrol car when a 2-ton stolen Land Rover suddenly reverses straight over them at full speed.
So I wonder, well, I'll let it get more into the clip, but I do wonder exactly what, who
The
this will
bonnet
be.
gets crushed, the windscreen explodes, and the officers are showered in glass, thinking their lives are now at risk. And as you watch this video, let me know in the comments below what offense you believe the suspect should eventually be charged with for this scenario. Watch what happens as it unfolds. On the 24th of January on Somerton Street in Barnet, PC Angel DeMelo and PC Rishav Nupane are on a late shift when they get a call. A Land Rover Defender has just been reported stolen nearby. They spot the vehicle, they confirm that it's the correct vehicle using ANPR, and they start following it. Everything looks routine until it isn't.
I was going to say, I'm not sure we need the this sort of backstory at the minute, but we'll see how relevant it is.
Is the nature of the police work that they do. The Defender turns into a narrow street and then suddenly comes to a stop. The officers pull up behind the vehicle. Then the reverse lights come on. One officer then later says, "I thought Angel was going to get crushed."
Angel was going to be crushed.
This is the moment that put the officers in fear for their lives. The Land Rover floors it in reverse, slams into the car, mounts the bonnet, crushes the windscreen, and then proceeds to flip onto its side with glass strewn everywhere. Both officers thought they were about to die, but instead they walked away with barely a scratch. But instead of staying put, they jumped straight out of the car to chase the suspect on foot, who'd climbed out of the vehicle and made off down.
Well done, police officers. I mean, obviously, I'm concerned for their well-being, but it's good to see that they were, straight on the task, on the job still, and going to do what they're paid to be doing.
On the road. Officer Nupane, who happens to be a marathon runner, gave chase and managed to catch up with the suspect, who had later given up, although he had to deploy his taser twice because he refused to comply with instructions in order to take down the suspect.
Taser! Taser! Now tasered! If you move, you'll be tasered again!
Absolute textbook resilience of these officers. These are the kinds of risks and dangers that these officers face each and every single day of their working careers. So now for a bit of law on this particular case. This suspect was charged with theft of a motor vehicle, driving without insurance, and dangerous driving. No attempted GBH or attempted murder or anything like that, even though at first blush it might appear that he was using his vehicle as a weapon. This tells you that the CPS didn't think that they could prove the intent to cause serious injury or to kill the officer.
What? How? What? No. What's with this excuse making?
Even though he reversed a 2-ton vehicle straight over their police car. Dangerous driving alone carries up to 2 years in prison, but with the theft element, it will also add up. Still, many people will argue that this should have been treated as using the car as a weapon and very much more serious.
Yeah, I mean, I would have certainly argued that. I want to, yeah. I am absolutely baffled. I'm pretty certain that if I were to do such a thing, I would be getting it used against me that I was using it as a weapon. I feel pretty certain about that.
Than just theft and dangerous driving. This footage is a reminder of the dangers that these officers face each and every single day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly in favour of having police. I'd find these anarcho-communists that want to get rid of the police to be just entirely deluded, to be honest. I mean, how are you going to function a society without police?
With as many as 18 officers being assaulted every single day in London alone. Yet these two officers showed incredible bravery to bring this suspect in and has now been charged. Dangerous driving comes under the Road Traffic Act of 1988, Section 2A, which reads as follows. A person is to be regarded as driving dangerously if the way he drives falls far below what would be expected of a competent and careful driver, and it will be obvious to a competent and careful driver that driving in that way would be dangerous.
I mean, I'm absolutely baffled how that's not, like, managed to fall underneath that definition, to be honest. I'm flabbergasted.
Dangerous driving is a triable either way offence, meaning it can be heard in the Magistrates Court or the Crown Court, and has a maximum of 2 years custody, with an obligatory disqualification period of a minimum of 1 year with a compulsory extended retest of the driving test. Looking at an offence of the most seriousness, with culpability A, the highest level of culpability, examples would be deliberate decision to ignore the rules of the road and disregard for the risks of danger to others, prolonged or persistent deliberate course of dangerous driving, obviously highly dangerous manoeuvre, prolonged use of mobile phones, driving highly impaired by consumption of alcohol, an offence committed in the course of evading the police, which would be the case in this scenario, racing or competitive driving, persistent disregard of risk, and various others. And with the harm...
So yeah, I mean, I'm, at the minute, I'm going to wait for him to finish his video first before I maybe have more to say, but I'm just confused why that isn't dangerous driving at all. I mean, how can that not fall under the parameters dangerous driving?
Level in the most serious of category 1, where the offence results in injury to others or damage caused to vehicles or property. So in a situation like the one you've just witnessed, if prosecuted successfully, this is likely to be in category 1A of the highest order. So let me know your thoughts and comments in the box below.
Well, let's have a look at the comments, because I'm confused as well. Exactly why that isn't dangerous driving. CPS isn't fit for purpose. They even consider charging people for saying something someone else does not like. They are a complete joke. Yep, I completely agree. British justice system is a joke. Yes, is more interested in protecting characteristics, attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, dangerous driving. Yeah, exactly. Wasn't there a woman who got 3 years for kicking a bin at a policewoman? Is that true? I can't remember that. Most probably. I could believe that. Our justice system has been a joke for years. Latest clown car government has turned the lunacy all the way up to 10. That I would have been kind to believe, as people praying in public and in the police like to arrest. The fluff bring it on themselves. About time they stopped attacking the public, and how many hundreds have been charged in prison by the police or courts for what they deem wrong speech. Yes, correct. Correct. Times 2 attempted murder, resisting arrest plus things he was charged for. Yep, attempted murder is what I think. Yeah, I mean, even if it was in the heat of the moment, surely the fact that he planned to reverse over them and kept going is like an attempted murder charge, surely. The deplorable CPS are culpable for the perpetrators here. Deliberately intent to cause harm, reckless behaviour. The law of this country once again is an ass. David Lammy would dismiss this case. Yep, people have lost respect for the government. Yeah, I mean, I completely agree, and I'm a bit baffled. I am a bit baffled. I thought I might have a bit more to add to this, but yeah, I mean, essentially, they should be charged properly. And the more that police keep handling certain people with kid gloves and treating the rest of us, you know, like we're evil, then the more this is going to start causing an issue for everybody, I think. But, you know, we'll see what occurs from this point forward. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.